My name is R. Crosby Lyles, and this is News from the Can. It's going to be short and sweet. Just to let you know, from now on this channel, I'm going to refrain from political editorializations of any kind. It's just going to be science. Just to reiterate, my other channel, the News from the Can channel, that's where I'm going to put all that stuff. So it's going to be like the dumpster channel where I'm going to put all my crazy stuff and political commentary and all that kind of stuff is going over there. And this channel will just be all science and observations and things like that. So the big question that some folks have had, comments that I've gotten on some videos is, okay, the world's coming to an end. What do we do about it? Well, the first best thing that I think that anybody can do is to make peace with your neighbors. If you have any sort of strife or discord with your neighbors, figure it out. Come to some common ground. Make peace with them. If you have fallen away from your community groups that you're normally or normally affiliated with, or the people that you normally hang out with, church groups, other organizations, religious, spiritual, community organizations, might be a good idea to get to stay plugged in with those people. Figure out who the positively oriented, constructive friends that you have out there, people in your community, stay hooked up with them. It's always a good idea to maintain, to be prepared. Figure out, there's plenty of, prepper channels on YouTube and people who do lots of material about how to be prepared for whatever happens. So, and there's no sense in being, obviously if it bleeds, it leads, right? So, fear-mongering, that's where the money is, bottom line. World's coming to an end. Everybody clicks on your thing to see what's going on. That leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I really like to sort of, my angle here is to try to make sense of what's going on, to sort of bring the science down to folks who are not necessarily that familiar with scientific terminology, and sort of explain what it means, and sort of look at things that are ignored and put things together in their proper perspective. But I had a doctor's. Everybody knows something's going down. Something's going on. Everybody knows it. This year, we live in north central Florida. This year, the pollen was like pollen-mageddon. And they had this new thing that was coming out. People were getting the flu, and then they were having these secondary lung infections and things like that. And then it was an advanced reaction to the massive amounts of pollen that we were getting. It was just incredible. So, that's one indicator that the earth, the plants know something's going on. There's some, they've been around a lot longer than we have, for millions and millions of years, so they've been through a bunch of stuff, and survival of the fittest and what have you. They respond to their environment by producing more pollen when something's going on. I've seen some material out there. Mr. MBB 333 is talking about high levels of ultraviolet, and I'm seeing other. Have seen other material about that. Scientists believe that somebody's cheating on CFC11. So I don't know if that's R11 or what the hell that is. Anyway, so They're saying that the ozone hole is getting bigger. Well, that goes along with what Mr. MBB 333 is saying. Now, all of a sudden, they're talking about somebody's cheating on CFC releases, and it's somebody in East Asia. Well, that goes to something that I've said about a methane, that I think that there was a methane pulse in between 2013 and 2015, 2013, 2014, which happened to also correlate to a spike in solar output. And so a methane pulse could also cause depletion of the ozone layer, which would cause elevated levels of UV radiation hitting the surface of the Earth. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm gonna get more in depth into this stuff. But what I really wanted to say is that the burning question is. The burning question is. I went to my doctor today and found out that sort of put together that I have asthma. And really didn't think that I had asthma for a long time. Well, I've been in the construction business and things like that, and exposed to dusts, of various kinds, thin set and grout and just dust from construction work and things like that. And I've had respiratory issues for a while, and so it's they've pretty much determined that, well, I've got asthma now. So, I'm not getting any younger. I'm no spring chicken and all that kind of stuff. But I'm talking to my doctor, and, life goes on. It just is what it is. We fall apart as we get older. But here's the thing. I'm talking to my doctor, and it somehow or another it came up. I said, yeah, one of my videos went viral, and she said, what was it about? And I said it was about global warming and so forth. And she said, oh, yeah, it's stuff. And I could tell just by her demeanor. And this is a Korean lady. Nice lady, too. Really, excellent doctor. And, she's Korean. I believe she's Korean. She might be Chinese. I think she's Korean, though. I never really got it. I didn't think about it. I thought it was unseemly to really, ask her. But I'm pretty sure she's Korean. Anyway, she basically said that, she said, it sort of affirmed that, everybody seems to know that the shit is hitting the fan. It's volcanoes are erupting and cracks in the earth are forming. And anybody who's watched 2012, that was an interesting sort of thing. The premise of that movie is that there were, the 2012 deal, the movie, Roland Emmerich, another disaster flick, is that elevated neutrino emissions, and this gets that's a big laugh line amongst physicists. It was in the very beginning of the movie when they show that neutrino emissions somehow or another cause advanced heating of the Earth's mantle, which causes the crust to expand and move, and bust open and all this kind of stuff. And they say that, well, that's ridiculous because neutrinos, there's very little, interaction between neutrinos and matter. It's just, it's very rare. Well, that's true. Muons, what about muons? The Earth is bombarded by muons because of cosmic ray interaction with the atmosphere. And then what about cosmic rays? And just what about radiation flux in general that's going to happen because of the changing magnetic field of the Earth and because of the solar minimum that we're going through? So this is pretty much, it's on the lips of your, like ADAPT 2030. This is something that he will talk about from time to time. David Devine and guys like that. So there's stuff going on. It's obvious. It's just so obvious to everybody, that sort of talking about it. I mean, I don't need to prove. I don't have anything to prove. I said what I had to say, and it's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to follow up with more material and say, yeah, see, and I see a lot of guys do that kind of stuff. And, you know, to me, that gets boring after a while. It's like, you know, look, we know the shit's hitting the fan. And the burning question out there, like I've said, with most people is, okay, well, what the hell do we do about it? And there it is. Prepare and, you know, try not to make any enemies out there. You know, you got friends and neighbors out there. You got family out there. You know, it might be a good time to mend some fences. You know what I mean? And make some amends and apologize and, you know what I mean? And tell people that you love them and, you know what I mean? And be there for people. I've seen that it is possible to grow 5 acres of food in a large shipping container. It's being done in New York City right now. You know, it's that nouveau thing that they're doing. They're doing organic hydroponic gardening, and they do it inside of a shipping container, and they can get 5 acres of material. I'm not sure what exactly what they're growing, but it's 5 acres. I think they're growing potatoes, I've heard. So, you know, I mean, you can learn how to Dutch buckets and things like that and get your solar stuff together. And, you know what I mean? We're survivors. Human beings are survivors. The point is to me, you know, and the reason that we're survivors is because of our caloric efficiency. Human beings are some of the most physiologically efficient animals on the planet. You know, when push comes to shove, you know, if the shit really, really, really hits the fan, like Permian Triassic type of stuff, it's going to be us, the cockroaches, and the rats, pretty much. I mean, we're survivors, and for more reasons than just our brains. It is our physiology. We are efficient physiologically. We are efficient animals. So, to me, it all boils down to what do we do? You know, let's not be fucking animals. That's the bottom line. For me, it's all about, you know, what's the use of surviving if I'm just going to be an animal? There's no point in that. You know what I mean? If I got to live like an animal, damn that. So there it is. What do? We stand up and do the next right thing. You know, take care of business. And, you know, when push comes to shove, when it comes down to survival, ideology goes out the window. Ideology and politics and all that crap, it's just the most useless crap in the world. And all that goes right out the window. Skin color, sexual orientation, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? When there's a fire line and the buckets are moving to put that fire out, I don't give a damn what color your skin is or what your sexual orientation is or your politics or anything. They can just pass me that goddamn bucket. That's what's up. So that's it. What do? Stand up, act like a fucking human being. You know what I mean? Help others. Get a little closer to God. Get your prayer on. That's a good thing to do. Start the morning with a little prayer and meditation. Read your favorite, your favorite spiritual material, whatever it is. I'm not denominational. It's all good. And we agree more than we disagree, most of us. We really do. I mean, you know, even atheists believe in the golden rule. Everybody believes in the golden rule. There ain't nobody on planet Earth that doesn't believe in the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So, there it is. You know? Karma's only a bitch if you are. You know what I mean? So there it is. There's your answer. Yeah, the shit's hitting the fan. It's time to pull together. It's time to pull together. Do the next right thing. Love your neighbor as you would love yourself. That's it. That's all I got. No editing on this one. My name is R. Cross because I got stuff to do. I'm a little on the busy side right now. I'm more details, more scientific details. I got some videos in the pipeline. I'm going to delve into some of these issues with solar radiation and this global methane budget deal and the goal, the cooling, grand solar minimum, volcanic activity, I've seen some material here about that they think that the Permian Triassic, some of those effects were caused because of UV radiation, because the ozone layer had been destroyed because of volcanic activity, and so it's a big picture here. So human beings are capable of some incredible stuff. We really are, and we will survive. And who knows? You know what I mean? Like I've said, whatever happens, there might be parts of the planet that actually do great. Where life is peachy. So we don't know. Nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? When it rains, it pours, and we're just going to do the next right thing, and it's going to be fine, and you're going to be fine, and I'm going to be fine. And that's all I got. I love you guys. Take care. Be careful out there. You know what I mean? Be good, and stay tuned. My name is R. Crosby Lyles, and this is News from the Can. Thanks for watching. See you. News from the Can.